Hello, it's Carla here and I'm with Lisa. Today we're using the Pebble and the Jump Board for a nice series for feet and also just getting a little bit of cardiovascular work in. So Lisa's going to have 2 red spring to start with. You can do your normal 3, but I'll be kind today. When you're doing the jumping, sometimes it's a bit better to go lighter. That way you'll have more air time, so to speak, okay? But for now, we'll just start on 2 red. And what I've done is I've hooked the jump boards over. The pods are at the back just to create a counterbalance. We will use the pods later. And I'm going to start with the outer Makarlu dome under the heel just to warm that up. We will use, and I've got different coloured ones just because I want to confuse you, but they're all the same in your sets. So what we're going to do, Lisa, is you get to lie down, finally, and we'll just put that under your heels, okay? Now, yeah, lovely. So depending on your client, you can just go in and out. Depending on you or your client, you will want to start with the heel on a dome. It's like you're doing a standing up squat or plie. It just allows you to get a little bit more talus glide, a bit more ankle range. Sometimes what will happen is that your client or yourself will be so restricted you can't get the bar or the carriage all the way in and your heel lifts. So this is a nice way just to warm up the feet. Is that feeling okay, Lisa? Now, as a dancer, Lisa lives in plantar flexion. So her challenge is to find dorsiflexion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the smaller domes there. We'll start kindly. So we'll put that there, and if you can put your toes and curl them around, okay? So curl the toes around, and we'll just go in and out a few times. So this is a really nice way to work the arch and still get a little bit of work in dorsiflexion. Can you feel that? Yeah. It's much harder already. So for a lot of clients, this is where you might start, and I'll always start them with this foot articulation and warm-up work before you go into jumping. It just makes common sense to warm the feet up before you put them into these compressive loading issues. So I'm going to take the bigger dome out now, Lisa, and you can just do a few more and see already. Stay there. Yeah, good. You can see how restricted her dorsiflexion really is, okay? And dorsiflexion is an essential element of walking. If you can't get dorsiflexion, your foot's going to just slide along the floor. We know it as drop foot when it's in a severe state. Is that feeling okay? Yes. Kind of nice, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So now, if the person's really needing a little bit more focus, I'm just going to take these out. Oh, look at you. So Lisa has got a very high arch foot, and you'll see the bunion here. Sorry, Lisa, but that comes from being a dancer. But as a result, as a high arch foot, you'll often see her and hang on the lateral component. What we're going to do is I'm going to put this just under the little toe, just where the point of the little toe attaches. So she's going to work there just to try and get that a little bit more aware. And you're just going to go in and out. Yeah, a bit harder, isn't it? But she can still keep mostly her heels down, but we're just trying to activate the little toe so that her foot can feel a little bit looser when we get her to jumping. Okay. It's not unusual for dancers to get very locked laterally and end up with a lot of ankle sprains, lateral ankle sprains. Is that okay? Yes. Now, let's just do a couple just without any domes under there. Yeah, nice. Still not fabulous range on your dorsiflexion, is there? No. Oh, it's all right, Lisa. You don't have to be perfect. That's me. And you just take your leg up and off there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the little pebble round here. So can you put your foot, there's an M there, and you're going to aim for the M. Now, why I like these is they're a little bit softer under the feet. Now, if you have Moreton's neuroma or a client with that Moreton's neuroma, so that's that tightness at the base of your foot, this is a really nice exercise, and it's soft for you to do all your footwork like that. Does that feel nice?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that, Lisa. So what you're going to do, and you can see how it's much easier for her to get that dorsiflexion. Can you feel that? So let's just lift your heels up, push in, get that lovely point, then articulate your feet and go all the way down. So somebody with Moreton's neuroma might not be able to take the pressure up or need to take their feet up into that height. But if you can at least take them up to, this is what I would call hooker heels or stiletto heels. So you might want to go just to this height. So kitten or church shoes would be probably appropriate. But you can go right up to those dancer shoes, okay?
Point shoe height.
Point shoe height, perfect. And you can get that lovely calf stretch there, can't you? So what we're going to do is now put your heel on here, please. And we're going to turn your toes and just put your toes just on the edge of the clip there, and see if now you can just keep the toes there and bend the knees in now. You can see you want to lift those heels up there, so just go to the point. What I'd suggest you do to see if you can try and work that medial arch, so really feel like you're lifting the arch, pressing your big toe down into this clip, and then go in and out. Nice. How's that feel?
Get that back.
Yeah. Okay. So you might do 10 or 15 of those. But Lisa, what I'm going to get you to do is have one heel there and one toe on there. So we're going into what we would call a split stance position. So like when you're walking. So as you stretch out, this heel is going to drop down and this toe is going to come up. Nice. Then come back in and lift up. Lovely. Press down, curl, feel that foot up, getting that nice range. So remember, a lot of this class is really about improving ankle range, dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. So as I cue it, this is what I'm cueing. There's other stuff that we can be cueing, but because this is the purpose of my class, I want to be focusing on that in my cues particularly. Nice. And then we'll change sides, Lisa. And just press out. Yeah, good work. And we want to get ankle range. It's an important part of walking, but it's also important for balance. And a little bit later in this program, we will be adding some very specific single standing balance work in as well. Nice. Let the fun begin. Okay, so Lisa, I'm going to just put one red spring on. Just depending on your client, you can make it a bit heavier. We're going to do some jumping. So let's just put your feet there and there. And what we'll do is just come in, and you can just jump, have fun. Nice. And what Lisa's doing is really what you want to see when people are working the jump board. And even press out with the quad and then a controlled landing with the hamstring. You're wanting to see that jump and just enough to get into a point and then land. Ultimately, what we're wanting to do is be able to land with your heel goes down as well. And you would, yeah, it's a bit harder. So, but this is a really nice way to train that. Now, do you think we could do some fun things? Sure. Okay, so normally I cancel the class as soon as it gets fun. But so first of all, we're going to just add some complexity into it. So one leg up, one leg down, and just cross. I think it's called canon. Cabriole. See? Nice. And then you can change sides. She's having fun. You like that, don't you?
It's quite challenging to be able to find the Makarlu.
Yes, exactly. And if you come back down and just have a little rest for a moment, that's partly what we're trying to train you. As a dancer, is that you have to have a landing spot. And so it's really nice to have that challenge and control. What I was doing with an Irish dancer recently, and she goes, I am not an Irish dancer. What we did with an Irish dancer recently is that you jumped off on one foot and then you landed on that foot on the opposite side. So can you give that a go? So what we're going to do is just take one leg up, yep, and then you jump and then there, yep. We'll do a few like that. And then what she did was the right foot, not only did it land, but it landed on the left side. Yeah, beautiful. Ooh, a bit harder.
Yes,
Yeah.
that accuracy.
Yeah.
Without looking.
So, nice. Lovely. Yep. I told you that it was a cardio workout. One more.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, down, land, and then you can put both feet down. Beautiful. So you can make this whatever you want, and I like the fact that this gives you that nice little bounce. And when you're in class, sometimes you can hear the slam down. It's very unfortunate. It puts one on edge. So Lisa, what I'm going to get you to do is you're going to come up to standing and we're going to turn around and we're just going to do kneeling. So Lisa, what you're going to do is I'm going to get you to kneel here and I'm going to get you to put your foot on here. Okay? Facing that way.
Oh, okay.
Just going, oh. So, yeah, beautiful. So what you're going to do is just press the carriage out and drop the heel back. Nice. I'm just going to drop that hip down, lift this rib up and lift the heel. Keep the leg straight if you can. Just lift the heel up and down. Again, you can do this just on the jump board. I kind of like the softness here to make it a bit more challenging. Can you feel that challenge?
Yeah, I feel like I need more length.
More length?
It's because that's taken that much away.
Yeah.
I need my hands.
Yeah, bring your hands a bit to where you feel comfortable. Good. So now that you've warmed up that ankle, let's bring the heel on down to come back in. And I'm going to help you get your heel down a little bit into the center of the dome. Okay? And now you're going to just push out with the heel. Yeah. Nice. Bit harder, isn't it? Yep. We're not here for easy, okay? Nice. So if you care to accept your next challenge, you're going to jump and land back on there.
On your toe?
Whichever you feel comfortable on landing on, okay? Yeah, good work. This is truly hard, but you're doing a great job. Nice. Good, Lisa. Nice. Now, I'm only going to get her to do a few. Do you want to do the other side, or are you right? See, sometimes I'll show you one variation that makes it a little bit harder, because we always want it to be a bit harder, don't we? While Lisa's doing that, you keep going. So I'm just going to take one dome off. I'm going to take the pod off. You just do the toes. So obviously she would have done the feet articulation and things like that. So you can have a rest for a sec. If I was in a mood, depending, so what I would do is I'm going to put this dome under this knee. It's actually kind of nice and soft and squishy on the knee, but at the same time, it adds a little level of challenge. Come back here, put your heel back up. You okay? Yeah. She goes, oh, yeah, good. And we won't jump, you're just going to go in and out, just there. So already you can feel how much harder that is as a little wobble point. You would progress that to jumping. We won't progress that to jumping today, but it's just a really nice way to give that little bit of variety and challenge for clients who are needing ways to get better hip extension and foot articulation. Okay, Lisa, you can come off there. And we're going to come to standing. So remembering that this class is really about getting your feet articulation, getting your balance and your pelvis working. What Lisa's done is she's doing a lot of supine work. Her feet should be warmed up. We're getting a little bit of jumping. So she's using her core, but we could make it work harder. And we want to take the supine work into a functional stance. So what we're going to do is take your pebble off. I like to take the strap off. You can leave the strap on. I just find sometimes I'm a bit worried about a person tripping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dome on the back just to give the heel support. You could put it at the front if you want to get the plantar flexion support, or you could do it without. But I'm being kind to Lisa today. So I'm going to put this, we'll start on this side if you like. If you just stand on there.
Do you want me to onto the board?
Yeah, maybe bring your foot further forward. There. And you can lean.
Facing?
Yes, please. Good. If you're being really mean, you could put 2 pods under. Yeah, good work. Adds a little bit of challenge. Why are we doing all of this feet strengthening work and balance training if we don't take it into something functional? How's that?
Good, challenging on the way in that I don't tip.
Yeah. Well, can we try a bit of rotation with that? You can put this hand on here if you like.
Brilliant.
Hand behind your head. Press out and rotate round and back. Nice. Good. You don't want to get off now, do you? We'll just do a few on the other side, just so everybody can see. Yeah. So again, you just put the pebble under on top of the pod so that you've just got like a little wobble board. So sometimes what will happen is that when somebody is doing this, they can't get the toe extension or really press the heel back enough to support them. If that's the case, what I generally do is just give them the dome. Lisa doesn't have that problem, but I just put one of the middle domes in there to give them that little bit of feedback. Makes it harder, doesn't it? She says the nicest things. And then we can do your little rotations. I'll get rid of that too. Thank you and enjoy.